Early this morning, President Putin ordered atrocious acts of aggression against a sovereign and independent country and innocent people.
For this, Putin will stand condemned in the eyes of the world and of history. He will never be able to cleanse the blood of Ukraine from his hands.
So hello, I'm Mark Anthony, and today in our show we are going to talk about the Russia-Ukraine war. So Dave Kerry,
yes,
today we want to talk about Russia-Ukraine war. So you know, in March 28th, I think it was 28th February or something, Putin decided to attack Russia. Indiscriminately, by the way. He was going for everybody, everyone, kids, children. What do you think of Putin's move? Yes, we know NATO was wrong with its tactics and everything in the eastern of Europe, but is Putin right?
I think not. Russia sees itself as a superpower,
yes,
but they've not got that opportunity to actually show it to the world what they are capable of doing.
Yes.
So I think this presented itself as a perfect opportunity for Putin to actually portray what Russia is, its military capability. You've just been seeing it in clips,
yes,
but now it's a reality. You are seeing it happening in Ukraine morning and evening, the news coming. Yeah.
It's like he wants to make Russia great again. Now this is where I get another question for you. As in, you know, again there is an issue like the clip I'm playing now is of Stoltenberg claiming that they are going to support Ukraine with armory and everything. And Russia has been claiming, Putin in particular, has been claiming that this armory will land into the hands of rebels and terrorists. Do you think Putin is justified by what he's saying, that this military equipment being sent by US and NATO are going to end up in terrorist hands?
I think what these other nations are trying to do, and most especially NATO, they're trying to participate inactively in this war by actually supplying Ukraine with the military equipment.
Yes.
So I think this is it's not an act of war from these nations, but they're just trying to give Ukraine also a fair opportunity to be at a fair ground of it's like a contest.
Yeah, it's like a contest.
But a contest happening at a different in Ukraine. Now Ukraine is the battleground.
Yeah.
You know, when you go into history, you find that the wars that were being fought, like World War II, World War I, Burma, that is in India, but India was not a major participant. Actually, they are not even participating in the World War. But now the battleground is Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I think
it's like you're trying to say that these other countries are trying to give Ukraine a fair chance against bloody militarized Russia.
Sure.
So recently, us Africans have been involved in the war somehow. Why? I know we are not fighting it actively or something, but there is an issue coming up. When you go to these Africans, when they go to the border, they want to cross to Poland because people are fleeing Ukraine. Yeah. So Africans are being discriminated. You know, Ukrainians are first allowed to leave, then Africans later. Is this right? And also in Poland, Africans are being made to stay in different shelters with the Europeans and other white and colored people. Is this really right? And how do we come in?
There have been claims, I think, though not proven, that this kind of racism is systematic. It's in the system.
Yes.
Now it's something being practiced at large in Ukraine and mostly those countries are
Europe and the West,
and
America.
Generally, and even in America. So what I can say about that which happened, I think the war in Ukraine has acted as a platform to actually show the bigger picture of what has been happening, going on at large.
At large since time.
Since time memorial.
Yes.
So saying that racism and associating it with the war,
it's like it's revealing.
Racism is there. It's in Europe. It's everywhere, and Africans are being discriminated left, right, and center.
And also, like on the videos I'm playing on the screen now.
This is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
These are prosperous middle-class people. These are not people trying to get away from areas in North Africa. They look like any European family that you would live next door to.
What could be a difference here from other conflicts, that could seem very far away, in Africa or Middle East or whatever. I mean, these are Europeans that we're seeing being killed.
The issue of journalists, like when you see this journalist is trying to say that war is happening in Ukraine, a civilized nation, you'd expect it to happen in somewhere like Africa, Middle East. Is this justified? Because this is discrimination of the highest level. And we listen to this stuff on TV like Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is a Middle East station, yet the people speaking in it are so pro-Western. Is this right? And can we trust media? RT News, when you watch RT News, it has propaganda like just propaganda, too much of it. What do you think of media? You know, as a journalist.
As a journalist.
Yes.
Now, you know, each and every media platform and each and every, let me say, a media house that does broadcasting that is in mass
to a large number of
introducing
people.
that information to a large number of people. You know, they may be alienated, like, you know, that there's the case of RT, that is a Russian state-controlled TV station.
Yes.
So the media, I think each and every media station,
yes,
if you could give it, if you could take, for instance, Kenya. Kenya is our country, but now these media stations, they are owned by individuals, and each individual may want to air what actually goes well with him. And what will actually present
they have
their
own ideologies,
yes,
like the case of Citizen and its ideologies in Kenya.
Exactly. Now, when saying that this war should have been happening in maybe Africa, some uncivilized or rather underdeveloped African nation, in quotes, actually, we are not that underdeveloped.
Actually, we are not.
That is just the Western, Western perspective of Africa, and actually that's not the exact thing that happens on the ground. War is everywhere, and any nation, irrespective of the location, can go into war
anytime.
So actually, you know, the war between Russia and Ukraine has actually proven that any nation can actually
go to war.
You know, right now they are threatening each other of we'll nuke you, starting a nuclear war. So I don't think you can relate. You can actually relate
war to Africa and the Middle East.
That's not the way it should be.
It's so wrong. And to end this, I think this is an issue that I have to talk about. Recently, Putin has been sanctioned like hell. We have people who have lost their companies, the Russian oligarchs. And there's one we know of called Roman Abramovich. Yeah, that guy who owns Chelsea. Now, do you think it's justified for these people to lose their companies just because they were associated with Putin in somehow, or they are Russian businessmen who are rich?
You know, when there's a Kiswahili adage, you know it actually.
Okay.
That's if I translate it, it says that the war between elephants.
Fahari wawili wakipigana.
Yes, it's actually the heifers.
Yes.
So when they fight the grass, now these billionaires, they can take the position of the grass, but
because like Putin is like the Fahari.
They play a major role.
Yes.
So you know, when an instant there's that environment, that war environment where that nation attacks Ukraine, you can say that they are just victims of the circumstances
of war.
That is what.
And war does not discriminate.
It doesn't discriminate.
You are rich, you're poor.
They don't have a choice, but they just have to relate you to what's happening at your country. That you're from Russia, and you are operating your business. So actually, that team Chelsea is operating in England, and it's actually the pride of Chelsea. London is blue.
Yes.
So what I can say about it is that they're just victims of his intentions are usually pure.
His intentions are pure.
So just suffering to what his leader is doing.
As it happens. So thank you very much. Bwana Kere. It was nice getting to interview you.